Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are well today, as is my custom. Let me just make sure, absolutely sure and absolutely certain that we're on the same page and I'm sussing this thing out. You guys okay? I'll be with you directly. Now, let me point out very quickly that today, this morning, I am using my DSLR, which is a camera. And usually, here over the last several months, I've been using my webcam from my laptop. Sometimes I use my phone, which is this phone here. And this is the phone that the lady on the street, this was the one that, remember the lady that threw a shoe at my phone? Remember that? This is the phone. And it broke when she threw it. I'm going to show this to you. Just as a matter of interest, I want you guys to can you see that it's broken? Yeah, you can see that. It's broken. It's all right, though. We're cool. Everything's fine. Everything's all right. Just a quick one today. I always wake up with the salutation. Do people still say salutation? They did when I was a kid. My salutation is, morning, guys. Hope you slept well last night and you're ready for a brand new day. I always say that, Thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to spend a few moments with me here on SML TV. Quickly, just a quick one. I'm just going to run this by you. Listen, I'm going to be so fast, you won't even know I was here. That's how quick this broadcast is going to be, honey. Someone posted, this is a side note. Somebody posted, they said, well, do you comment on everything? I see that comment a lot. Well, the truth is, I don't comment on everything. I only comment on things that I find interesting. Do you realize how easy it is to comment on stuff on your page? All you have to do is pull out your phone. If you have something to say, if you have something worthwhile to say it. Far be it from anybody to try and muzzle you. If as long as it's of service, the word of God says, whatsoever things are think ye on these things. As long as you're providing a service, as long as you're not hoodwinking people, crooking people, hurting people. Now, understand that clapping back is not considered a bad thing. I do that because it's a defense mechanism, guys. Let me explain something to you. Facebook is a very dangerous terrain. And anytime you're trying to suss out and figure out the landscape, you have to be assertive. You can't let people walk all over you. Of course, you can't deal with every single solitary negative comment. But honey, deal with the ones you see. Let me teach you something very important. Do you realize that you, as a Facebook personality, as a social media personality, each one of us, we teach our audiences how to relate to us. This is a very important lesson. This is Facebook 101, social media 101. And for those of you that have ears here, we teach you how to treat us. If we are passive, if our audience feels that they can say whatever the hell they want, if our audience feels that they can disparage us in any way they want and they can get away with it, they'll do it. But if you are assertive, if you don't take that nonsense, if they clap and you clap back, honey, if they punch and you punch back, Honey, when they push and you push back, they realize what type of person you are, and they are a bit more cautious. Of course, you can't dot every I, you can't cross every T, but you can dot the I's you see and the T's you see. That's good there. That is. So that's my response. That's my answer to that query. Why must you respond to everything? I respond to the things that I think are important to me. And you know, Facebook audiences all over the world, they do this. You know, they think that when you respond, when you're assertive, all of a sudden, oh, now you're the bully. All of a sudden, you're the bad person. All of a sudden, you're the villain. No, honey, I'm a mixture. Here's the problem. And I said this earlier this morning. Here's the difficulty with me. And you know, hear me out. Hear me out. You see, I'm a combination of two things. I am half Chinsali, my mother's from there, and I'm half Ushi from my dad. So that combination is sort of, it's a defiant combination. It's sort of, you know, somebody said to me this morning, says, where do you get the energy to do this? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. You know, that's just the way I'm wired. I'm built that way. All right. Okay. All right. Guys, I just wanted to say something to you about, did you hear about what G.B.M said yesterday? This is quick. Here it is. I'm going to throw it up here for you. G.B.M, Geoffrey Boadiamwam, but as you know, G.B.M is a fixture in Zambian society, Zambian politics. I mean, he's been around since the dinosaurs. Okay, he's been around a long time. Okay, and let's be clear, G.B.M is someone I know and I love him. We get along very well. But he said something yesterday that I found amusing. G.B.M said G.B.M is going to make every Zambian a billionaire. Now let's bring this into context. Okay, let's give this some sort of balanced reference. Okay, now keep in mind there are a little over 17 million Zambians. Okay, now by G.B.M's campaign, it's on record. And there's nothing he can do about it. Okay? Nobody should dismiss it as empty rhetoric. Nobody should throw it aside as a product of a deranged mind. That is on record. It is a campaign promise when a political leader who is vying for the highest office in the land says, I am going to make every Zambian a billionaire. That's a campaign promise. We're going to hold you to that. And furthermore, G.B.M said, the poverty levels in Zambia are caused by HH because he is the only billionaire alone and people are poor. So basically, he's saying the reason Zambians are poor is because there's only one billionaire who happens to be our current president, President Hakainde Hichilema. Let me submit to you. Jesus said, the poor you will always have with you. Poverty can only be reduced. It can never be eradicated because we live in a fractured, fallen world. I mean, imagine a world where everybody was rich. Where's the working class? Where's the menial labor? Where's that? Who's going to do that? Okay. And now, while that may sound repugnant to some of you, the truth is that's just the truth. Okay. Now, let's keep in mind that in America alone, in the US alone, there are 720 billionaires. Now, you must understand that America has a population of over 500 million people, more than 500 million people live in America. And out of that more than 500 million, only a paltry, a measly, a minuscule 720 are billionaires. Now let's look at the global picture. Globally, there are 2,700 billionaires. But what G.B.M contends, what G.B.M says, when I become president, every Zambian is going to be a billionaire. Really? Well, I'd like to see that. Goodness, that's like promising the sky. That's like telling a bunch of people, let's go out and look for some pink elephants. It's not possible. All right. I wanted to bring this to you about Chishimba Kambwili. Again, Kambwili is someone I know and I get along with. It's just that sometimes when he says things, it just sort of chaps my hide. Yesterday, he was doing a live broadcast, and he did this thing where he was pointing at the camera and saying, Iwe, Iwe Kajoba, Iwe, 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 Iwe Kajoba, Iwe. Now, for those of you that do not know, Vakajoba is the Zambian Inspector General of Police. That level of insolence is very indicative of the PF type of politics. PF validate politics ya msalula. Muliba PF insele was the order of the day. Muliba PF insele. Aba iche bale tukaba kalamba ele twali kwete ilya ichalu chaisa sanguka chimbi fyenensele. Aba iche taba kweto muchinshi takwali icho amakadas bale tukaba kalamba iwe chifadha iwe. If we did that kaunda, let me tell you, we were not taught like that. Abafiashi ine Mr. and Mrs. Mwewa. Ngabatu ikari kapanshapa. Barandati ikare ni apa panshapa. Abakalamba niva. Abateba nobeyo. Ule kwato mchinji. I'll never forget the day that this is a side note. I tell this story all the time. My father, my late dad, when I turned, I think I was 18 years old, my dad calls a meeting and he sits my siblings and I down. And I remember that day thinking, well, what's he calling us? Because, in those days, when my father called us, it was, we sort of felt, okay, one of us has done something wrong. What is it? So he sits us down, both, my mother and him and my mother, and he starts telling my siblings, he says, from now on, Mwiraitoya chitambala, abanomba niva chitambala. And I remember thinking, how embarrassing. I mean, my kid brothers and sisters are going to start calling me va? But in that moment, my father taught us something. Respect for elders. Something that PF just didn't know. Taba kwate cho icho essence ya muchinshiva PF taba kwate cho. Musalu lafye weka. We need to hold fast to our values as people. Yes, provide credible checks and balances, but don't encourage insolence. Nsele. No, not that Kambwili baiche. I'm saying PF, amakadas, not Kambwili. I'm not saying Kambwili baiche, yo. Understand that, okay? All right. Couple of comments. Iwe. No, that's not right. That's not right. This is a good comment. I like this comment. This is Gloria. Simon, please ask for me. Do they find time to counsel Chirufiatari? But when he's arrested, they are all over. All that insolence. Dabalanda. Didaba muchitafiantix, bamufianta. Fulu wa opposition. Why muchita offer solidarity to Gritayari? Yesterday, I said it and I'll say it again. The opposition, Abena Fred Membe, Kambwili, Abena Savoy, Abena Sean Tempo, all those chaps are shackled to a political corpse in the name of Chilufyate Ali. Let me say that again in case you didn't get that. The Zambian opposition, name them, they are all shackled to a corpse, a political corpse in the name of Chilufyate Ali. And for what? Nothing. Inconsequential. Foolishness. Buffoonery is what that is. That's what you're promoting. Umuntu bamu kumukaka, ureba chitaba CCTV, ureba tumfya no kubatumfya. You think the rules apply to everybody on this planet except you. Well, life doesn't work that way. I'm sorry to say. Them's bars right there. All right. That's what I wanted to share with you. Thanks for watching.